Not wrong. Yeah.
There we go.
Hello and welcome to episode 775 of the Player One podcast for Tuesday, September 14th, 2021. I'm your host, Chris Johnston, and with me as always from Canada is Mr. Greg Seward.
Hello.
How's it going there, sir?
I can't complain.
Yeah?
Sure you
Yeah.
can.
Sure you can.
Well, yeah,
I
who'd
mean,
listen, though?
Look at you.
I'm not sure how to take that.
Oh, as an insult. Take it as an insult.
Oh, okay. Well, that was my
Oh.
first, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Right. And joining me from the great state of Washington, Mr. Phil Theobald.
Hi.
Hello, sir. That's all you got?
I was
Sir,
waiting for, how are
is my
you?
father.
How you doing?
Terrible.
Terrible.
Yeah. I mean,
Well,
look
look
at
at you.
Yeah.
Say that's what I was talking to Greg about. We all have something to complain about. I mean,
Yeah.
we're a mess.
I mean,
but
I'm
the
stuck
number
here
of
talking to
hours in
Phil
the
for the
day.
next hour and a half. That is something to complain about.
Yeah,
That's fair.
There it is. There it is.
There's
No getting away from it now. We're already
Wow.
775 deep. Can't escape.
Balls
at this point.
deep
Mhm.
Whoa. Yikes.
in the
That-
Player One podcast.
7.75.
I
Hmm.
prefer 9.95 personally.
Really?
All right then. Anyway.
Yeah. How are you? Hey, CJ,
Yeah, what?
how are you?
I am doing great, Phil.
Nobody
I'm glad
asked
you
you.
asked. I'm very glad you asked.
Mm-hmm.
A package that I've been waiting for since the spring
Oh,
has just shown up.
Is it Phil's Big Bad Toy Store package?
It
Did
is-
it
it
end up
is
going to
not.
you instead?
yes.
It is
His
not.
weekly-
However, you would not be surprised at what items are in this
I'm sure it has
Uh,
something to do with Nintendo.
package. No,
Or it has something to do
you're
with
wrong.
Sea of Thieves.
Phil's right.
Oh, right.
Is it a?
Duh.
So what you've been
Phil
waiting
is
for?
correct.
since-
Already
is
sorry
this
we're
something
talking
you
about this.
pre-ordered?
I pre-ordered some things. Yes,
Okay, and they were just
Uh,
released. Is that what I'm getting?
they were delayed and delayed and delayed, and
Oh, it's the fun that's supposed to be in that game.
no,
It's the
that's
fun.
not right. That's
They
not
finally.
right. I had ordered some things off of Rare's store. They have a web store.
Oh, okay.
You see,
Okay.
and there's have you ever heard of U2s? You know what U2s are? They're like
Yeah,
Funko
it's
Pop
where you
ripoffs.
upload videos.
Yeah,
and-
Google owns it now.
Yeah,
Yeah, you watch.
I run a
no.
well, I wouldn't even say semi-successful show.
Yeah,
No.
I run a show.
It's not
you
on
run the
YouTube.
show off of it. You can
No.
watch us live most weeks.
Yeah,
on-
on the YouTube.
.com
No,
/P1 podcast.
Well, anyway, they did some Sea of
They're-
Thieves figures that are like Funko Pops, and
Those are-
they've
yeah, they're
been
kinda like-
delayed and delayed and
Finn-
delayed.
Finn has a couple of those.
Yeah, and
Not the
they
Sea of
finally
Thieves ones,
they
but-
finally came out, or they finally had enough to
I was
ship
going to
out.
say delayed and delayed and delayed because not enough people ordered them. That's it.
Well,
I mean,
Possible.
seriously? Because I mean that feels like what you were saying. But
maybe, but yeah, they finally shipped, and
Oh, very
like a
nice.
month later, I got them from the UK, so that works. I tracked their progress all the way across
if you
the
ordered them
US
for
in
Japan, they would have
FedEx
showed up in like a week.
Yeah.
truck. Yeah, I know, no kidding. But I'm very happy, very
So what?
very happy.
What is this? Is it just one or is it a series of them?
It's 3 of them. They have the Kraken,
Okay.
they have a Flameheart figure, and then they have a skeleton holding.
Why are
explosive
you
barrel.
describing them? We're on video.
Yeah,
Do you
'Cause
not have them to
It's
show us?
been delivered to the little package locker that's in the office.
Oh, you got to go.
I gotta
You got to go to the office of your
Hold on a second.
complex. Oh, he's going.
what?
He's
He's
going
going
to get them
now.
now. Apparently.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Wow. And he's
Not gonna
back.
do
That was quick.
I
Not
forgot
gonna do that.
about things being at the office of an apartment complex. It's been a long
Right,
time since
right.
I've lived in an apartment complex, so
Yes, but still very
always
exciting.
in Chicago.
Yeah. Well, very
Exciting.
good. I hope you get them at some point.
I hope so too.
Yeah.
I will go down and get them soon.
Yeah.
Maybe after we record. Maybe
Are they open this late
Feels like it
on a
would have made
Sunday?
more sense to get
I can
them
get into
before
the
we
mail
record.
room. Yeah, they're the Amazon
Oh.
package lockers.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Do you have those? Do you know what those are? Do you have those at your apartment complex, Phil?
The Amazon. Well, I don't live in an apartment complex.
Well, you used to.
I did, and no, we did not. Is it
Some
just like
complexes have basically lockers inside the mailroom.
yeah,
You can
are they the
scan a
Amazon branded
code.
ones?
Yeah, Amazon branded ones.
Yeah.
And you can get Amazon or FedEx or UPS stuff out of them.
I've seen
any
the
time.
Amazon lockers at like grocery stores and
Yeah, it's similar.
Seems so much less efficient than them just randomly leaving your package somewhere outside.
Well, I think the idea is that way
It's more
things don't get
secure.
stolen.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's harder to break into a storage locker at a Safeway than it is to just run up to someone's porch.
Speaking of that reminds me, CJ, you play Sea of Thieves with my friend Ryan every now and then.
I do,
You haven't in a while, but you used to play with him a lot, I think. And anyway,
I still do.
Okay, he's local here, and his wife was on a business trip recently, and he had they'd ordered like the mattress in a box. They ordered a new mattress.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So he was telling me about this. He was home alone while she was gone, obviously, and the next day he sends me a picture. They have a fairly long driveway.
Mm-hmm.
The next day he sends me a picture, and they had delivered the mattress, but it was out at the end of the driveway.
They did just toss
He
it
just
out the back
left
of
it
the
there.
truck. Yeah.
Yeah, and he just sent me a picture. It's like, what am I supposed to do with this? Like, I don't have anyone to move this thing. They couldn't have taken it up to the door at least. Like,
it's not that heavy, is it?
Doesn't really matter. The point is come on.
The point is he's lazy, CJ.
Yeah, that's what
very
I was
lazy.
No, I'm just saying I don't understand the whole.
Why should I do work?
Leave the package at the end of the driveway thing.
Someone else
It doesn't make any sense to me.
So
I don't know.
Mattress in a box? Is it just
I mean like a Casper or Purple?
Yeah, like a Casper,
that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Is it just a big
No, it's all rolled up.
Box? Oh, it's rolled up.
Like the Casper mattresses are in like they're vacuum sealed.
Oh, okay.
So that
are
all the
those
air is out of it or whatever.
Are they
And
like,
then they
like memory foam or something like that?
Yeah, and then you
I
open
don't know
it
enough
and
about them to be honest, but
we have a
but
Casper.
they're cheaper. It's cheaper than
mattress.
buying a big full size. Like most couples I know have like queen size bed or more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It's cheaper than those mattresses can get very expensive.
Which is a great segue into our first sponsor. A good night's sleep is worth its weight in gold, and I know that when I am setting my sleep number bed, I like to set it all the way up to 420. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
420 blaze it.
Yeah.
But not
I
in the
make and
bed.
bake every day, man.
There you go.
So head to your local Sleep Number store.
I have a Casper mattress.
Do you?
That won't surprise you since I buy all
Because
kinds of
since you don't
podcast
step out the door to
bits.
buy anything.
Well, that's partially true.
You
too.
are the most at-home
Partially true.
shopper I've ever met in my life.
I don't know what you're talking about. No.
Like,
nobody
you're
likes
the
to go
first
to the
person I
post
ever
office
met
these
who
days.
had like I think it was Amazon Alexa set up to like order
No.
toilet paper automatically or something like that.
Really?
No.
Yes.
I only did that for like a couple months.
Okay, well that still means you did it.
Damn it. It's so easy though.
I'm not disputing that. You're the first person, you're the only person I've ever met who did that.
Oh, well, it's easy enough. Yeah.
Do you have one of those subscriptions? Because I know you save a couple bucks with the subscription.
No, I don't. I don't
Really?
do that.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Subscribe and save, like Amazon always wants you to
That's exactly what I'm saying.
subscribe and save to these light bulbs or batteries
Yeah.
or whatever. No,
How,
sorry.
I mean, how many light bulbs do you go through a month that you need a monthly
Don't know.
subscription?
I don't know.
Batteries I could see.
I get that for
Especially if
cat
you got
litter
kids.
and cat food all the time, though. From
Oh,
Amazon,
yeah?
they really want me to subscribe.
Subscribe to cat food?
Yeah,
Yeah. I like in the around the holidays when the cat food, they come in those big bags. Like
I
the
don't get it.
magazines were
I missed
big
that one.
around the holidays.
like a phone book.
Remember that? Remember that X-Men issue? I know you do.
Yeah. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
should we talk about video games?
Audible.com has a wide variety
Yeah, they do.
of.
They do. I use
Go ahead,
Audible.
talk about video
I use
games.
Audible.
Go ahead.
All right, let's talk about video games. So anyway,
Mm-hmm.
Sony had
great.
a PlayStation showcase last week.
Mm-hmm.
And that was pretty much all the news for last week was stuff from the PlayStation showcase, right? Either announced before or during
Yes.
this thing. Let's get some of these out of the way then. So Alan Wake Remastered has been announced,
There you go.
which I'm excited about because I love the original on the Xbox 360. Haven't played it since then, but I'd like to go back and give it a whirl.
Yeah, it's been long enough that I think it would even for people who played it when it came out. You know what I mean? Like it's been, well, God, 10 years at least, right?
At least, yeah,
if not longer.
Yeah,
and that's a great game. It is a great
game.
So happy that that's happening. Although I will say, seeing the footage, I kind of hoped it was going to look a little better than it did.
Oh, you said that, and then like you go to alanwake.com and look at the comparison images.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh yeah. I mean, yes, the remastered trailer, it isn't obvious because when you played it, you saw it as
that's
looking pretty
true.
good.
And I have gone back and revisited Alan Wake fairly recently because it was in that top 100 video I did. So I did play a little bit of it. And I will say that when I went back and played a little bit of it, it definitely didn't look as good as I remembered it looking. Like that's a sure thing, right? Like, but I think for me the thing is, and maybe I need to go back and watch this trailer again. But when I went back and played the original, I was struck by kind of how robotic the animation is sometimes, especially in the cutscenes. And maybe that's what hasn't been changed, and maybe that's why it was, like it's by no means bad, but it's just like nowadays, especially, in a Sony conference where you're seeing a bunch of Sony first party stuff. And I mean, their games look incredible. It's like, it's hard
year-old game.
It's hard to be seen next to that.
Okay. So,
well, and
I'm
at
sure
one
Phil
time
said
it was
something important there, but
he said it was 11 years old.
11 years old.
Is it 11?
Year-old game. Yes.
Yeah.
So.
Remember when it was at one time an open world game?
Thank God that didn't happen.
I'm glad they
the game would not have worked as an open world game.
No, not really. No,
but it works so well as a linear episodic game.
It does. Yeah, you're right. So that's exciting. Coming out when? Soon. October 5th for PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. So October 5th is quite soon.
Yeah.
And on the website they have a little, you can do this little slider thing over old screenshots and the remaster.
Okay.
So
what was the DLC for that game?
They had a couple.
American Nightmare.
No. American Nightmare. No. So American Nightmare is an Xbox Live Arcade game. And then they did like 2 extra chapters, I think, that were added on as DLC.
Oh, okay.
To the regular game.
Are those all included in this remaster?
I don't think American Nightmare is, but I am not sure about the other chapters. They were short, if I remember correctly, so I wouldn't be surprised if they were included.
Okay.
But they were all post game stuff.
Okay.
Oh yes, it does. So it includes the original story and 2 expansions, The Signal and The Writer. So those were the 2 DLC.
But no American Nightmare.
No American Nightmare, no.
Okay.
Which played a little bit differently.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I remember
the original. It was much more
okay. Yeah,
it was okay.
I wasn't crazy about it, but it was okay.
Apparently, the DLC factors heavily into Control. Luke Lore says in our chat.
Right. I keep hearing that Control has
Alan Wake ties.
Yeah, I need to play that
Control.
The game Control from Remedy.
Control. Yeah.
Remedy, who also makes Alan Wake. Yes.
Right.
Yeah. But if you haven't played it, I highly recommend it. The Alan Wake is just a great game in general.
I never played it. So
really,
you should play it.
I never did. So this could be my chance.
It's got a great combat mechanic because the whole thing is
very Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah, I mean you have to use your flashlight on enemies to make them vulnerable.
Right.
So you can shoot them.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you get an Amazon subscription for batteries,
finally, yeah,
would actually be very handy in Alan Wake.
Which apparently, I don't know if you remember this, Greg. but Duracell had a sponsorship inside Alan Wake.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I absolutely remember that.
Did it
And
include
Verizon as
Duracells?
well. And apparently for the remaster, they are not sponsor, so they've been taken out.
When Gunstar Heroes included a fruit roll-up.
I ate that fruit roll-up. I ate that
20 years later.
that fruit roll-up.
That fruit roll-up is probably worth about $3,000.
Yeah, $3,000 now.
Damn it!
If
it's open.
Well,
mint and package.
Hold on, I gotta email some people who have listings on eBay and get them to raise the price.
I had my fruit roll-up WADA graded. So
wait, before
how do you WADA grade a fruit roll-up?
ingestion?
You just send it in. It's all a scam. They'll do whatever, you pay them.
That's true.
They'll throw it in a plastic
I think you need to be a member of the board first, though, before it's going to be worth
anything. Yeah, that's true. I gotta get a job working there before they can start telling me my fruit roll-ups are worth millions.
Mm-hmm.
So
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. So then let's get into more PlayStation Showcase commentary. Stuff.
Yeah. Like biting into a fruit roll-up.
See?
A delicious and nutritious fruit roll-up.
I felt like the real beginning of this show was about 30 minutes
showing the first party stuff.
Was about 30 minutes in. Yeah. Although they did. So really, everything else was pre-show kind of. Because they showed GTA 5 again, and they showed a bunch of that. They showed Deathloop again.
Now GTA 5, that's an old game, right?
That came out in 2012.
Did they?
That game's almost as old as Alan Wake.
It is.
Yeah, they've been milking that game.
Yeah.
Did they change the main? Have we ever seen the main character in Deathloop before?
The main character?
Yeah, like the main playable character.
The two playable characters.
One of them is the.
Seen.
Have we seen them before? Okay.
I think
for some reason it didn't feel like it. We had.
Oh, well, maybe not. I don't know. I think so, though. But anyway, so during this sort of pre-show leading up to when the real announcement started, we had the announcement of KOTOR remake. So Knights of the Old Republic, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, the old game on Xbox and PC, if I remember correctly.
Game.
Remade on PlayStation 5 by Aspyr and Sony and Lucasfilm Games.
So here's my question.
Mm-hmm.
So when Disney bought Star Wars, they decanonized most everything.
The expanded universe or whatever it's called.
Yeah, they the whole expanded universe. They said none of this is canon anymore. And that includes all like the video games. Because at one point, like when Force Unleashed came out, LucasArts was selling that as kind of like, oh, this is canon. Force Unleashed is canon to the movies, for as ridiculous as that is. But all the games had been struck from official Star Wars canon, but then all the subsequent games, your Jedi Fallen Order and Squadrons and all that, those were all like, this is in the canon now because it's the official Disney LucasArts or Lucasfilm project, so it's canon. So with this remastering of KOTOR, is that now
that's what Jeff Grubb is claiming in our chat, that they're going to recanonize the Old Republic. Wouldn't that be easy to do though? Because Knights of the Old Republic take place like
it's a like prequel, but like hundreds,
like 1,000 years or 100 years or something. Like it's a very long time ago.
Yeah, I mean they aren't even using. I mean it's been a while, but like not everyone has lightsabers in that game, right? Like some of the people use just like regular old metal swords and stuff in that game, if I remember correctly.
Sure,
I think. I know Darth Revan, is that the bad guy in that game? Darth Revan?
I don't remember.
Maybe. Like he has a lightsaber, but I think like when you first start the game, you're collecting just like actual just regular old sword and such.
Huh.
All I know is
it's been a long time since I played it.
You know what? I think you're demonstrating perfectly why I'm actually interested in playing this again. Because I really loved that game when it came out.
Right.
And it's been totally long enough that I would sit down and play that game again because I don't know. I'm hearing there have been rumors, or maybe it's been confirmed that it's not going to play exactly like the old one did.
Oh, really?
Right.
That they're
They're
gonna be updating it?
remaking it, building it back up from the ground up
Oh,
Right.
to be a modern era RPG.
We're getting in our chat.
Oh, so we're getting tons of crap you have to collect and
The Wikipedia crowd
Yeah.
showed up in our chat right now.
Oh no.
yeah.
They've been teasing KOTOR era stuff in the comics, says Jeff Grubb.
Uh-huh.
Milk Lake Scoop says this game takes place thousands of years.
Yeah,
before
I
the
thought it was
Battle of
thousands.
Yavin. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
which is New Hope. That's the
See, I knew that.
Starfight in New Hope. And then Mr. Coffee, Mr. Radar says lightsabers were around then. The blades you are thinking about are vibro blades. And yes, I'm always thinking about vibro blades.
You had to get them from harrys.com
Wow.
or Dollar Shave Club. Either one, really.
Dollar Shave Club. But anyway,
Now-
yeah. So excited to see that. I feel I definitely want to play that again. Plus,
Yeah.
I'd like it to do well because, more importantly, it would be
Mhm.
great if they did a remake of Knights of the Old Republic 2
Yeah.
that had a great story but was a terribly broken game.
Uh-huh.
So, maybe let's get that out there. So,
There you go.
Well, maybe if this game sells well.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well, it's
That's why I
gonna
want it to sell well.
be a console exclusive on PlayStation 5 at launch,
Oh, at launch.
which means it may come to Xbox later. But
Right.
That's what that means. Yep.
Yeah.
Is
But
it
a series that debuted on Xbox is now going to be remade on the
is
other
it coming to PCs as well? Because this is you
I
say
believe
console
so, yeah.
exclusive.
Yeah, I'm sure
Yeah.
it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there we go.
Yes, indeed. And
Mm-hmm.
so at about that 30-minute mark, that's where we started to get into the first party announcements. And let's start off with GT.
You don't want to talk
Gran
about
Turismo
Project
7.
Eve?
You want to talk about Project Eve?
Not at all. I just thought you would.
Bayonetta like from Shift
Project Shiny Bum.
Up from Korean studio Shift Up. Yeah, go ahead, talk about it.
No, that's it. That's all I had
What
to
do you
say
got?
about it.
Looked like Bayonetta to me.
Also, what the hell was going on in Rainbow Six Extraction?
Who knows anymore? Who
That was-
knows
I was-
anymore?
I'm watching this like, this doesn't look like any Tom Clancy game I've ever seen.
To me, that game looks like a bunch of the like events that they've done for Rainbow Six Siege just put
Really?
into like a separate game. Like
Oh,
we're
okay.
gonna have zombies in there now, and it's gonna be more fantastical than Rainbow Six Siege has been before. So
Okay.
that's what that looks like to me.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
As if you'll be playing it.
No, I won't be. No.
So let's talk about Gran Turismo 7, which they announced and
Yeah.
then said later. This was not during the presentation, but they said later that it's going to arrive on March 4th,
Yes.
Oh.
2022.
So happy. That was I don't know if we talked about it on the show previously, but somebody had asked me what I wanted out of this event, and that was it. I wanted a release date for Gran Turismo 7. I
Yeah.
wanted it to be relatively close. I was hoping it would be this year, but March, totally fine. That's great. So
Yeah,
happy.
Plus, I don't know if you heard, they used Moon over my.
Yes, they did.
Not Moons
Moon-
over Miami.
Moon's over Miami.
Moon's over Miami.
Moon
Miami?
over the
Yeah.
castle.
Moon's over Miami.
Not
Moon over the
Moons
castle.
over-
Yes, fantastic. The theme
is a-
music for Gran Turismo in
the
Japan since the first one.
Original, the OG.
That is great. That is a great little tune, isn't it?
Oh, it's
That is
and
a
and
great
the nice
tune.
thing is, and Phil, I don't know if you know this because you don't really follow Gran Turismo, but they've been changing it and reworking it, remastering it every game.
Oh, have
Yeah.
they really? Okay.
There's like orchestral versions and there's like choir singing in some of them.
Oh,
It's
wow.
really great.
Okay.
So, but it's such a great tune.
Yeah, it really is.
Absolutely.
So yeah, no, and we got to see more of what looked like real gameplay, which
Yeah.
was nice because they've shown some stuff before that was beautiful, but interesting to see that basically the interface, the UI looks like Gran Turismo Sport, which I can take or leave. Those games have never had great UI or UX design, and they at one point showed a menu that looked like a mini map that looks just as confusing as ever. So that also made me think it's real. So, but no, seeing gameplay and having a release date, I'm so happy that we
Yeah.
finally know when this is coming.
And it's one of those cross-gen titles, PS4 and PS5.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's that. And then some big surprises out of Insomniac. First of all, well, maybe this first one's not a surprise as much. Spider-Man 2.
Yes.
I was almost on my feet when that came on. I was watching it with my son, and I was like, "Oh my god, Spider-Man 2, yeah!" Like I was just super excited about it.
Coming 2023, so it's a ways
Yeah.
off. Got a
Yeah.
little bit of a wait.
Well, they're doing other stuff too.
They're doing other stuff as well.
I have no doubt it'll be worth the wait. So
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I'm really excited. Brian Intihar is back as creative director on this one, so that's exciting. They are also doing Wolverine.
Yes, indeed.
That was awesome.
And this is the Spider-Man Miles Morales team that is doing Wolverine.
Yes.
So
in the chat, sorry, just to go back to Spider-Man 2 real quick. Mr. Coffee, Mr. Radar just mentioned that he thought the voice talking at the beginning of the Spider-Man 2 trailer was Kraven the Hunter, which I think is pretty much what the internet has decided is the case.
That's the vibe I got as well.
Yeah.
So the speech he was giving was very much a
and they showed
Kraven the Hunter.
showed Venom.
And then of course you got the Venom.
Yeah.
Very excited. Sorry, back to Wolverine. That's very exciting too.
Wolverine.
Super excited about that because what a great character. And I mean,
yeah,
a
Insomniac
Wolverine
doing
game
it
from Insomniac.
It's going to play really well.
Yeah.
The only disappointment is that it's years away. That they're just beginning development on it. Right? It's definitely going to be after Spider-Man 2. So yeah.
What I felt out of the whole conference, what I felt kind of sorry for was actually the team behind Guardians of the Galaxy, because there were 3 Marvel games shown in that conference.
Right.
One is just a teaser, Wolverine. One is not much more than a teaser with Spider-Man 2, and both of them looked miles better than anything they showed for Guardians of the Galaxy.
Well, yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy
miles better.
Thank you.
I got it.
I'm glad you got
it.
It just looks so generic.
It does.
Yeah.
Every time I see it, yeah.
I want to like it.
Star-Lord looks like the most generic douche character.
Yeah.
I really want to like it because I like the license a lot.
Me too.
Man, does it look generic.
I kind of want to. I probably shouldn't want to play it, but I still kind of want to play it just because.
Me too.
I want to like it, but oh man, yeah, they're sticking to that whole like
every time they show it, there's just
fake MCU.
Yeah, that weird off-brand MCU.
Yeah,
but it's more than that because I mean, the Spider-Man games from Sony didn't look MCU at all either.
Right,
but they looked good.
Well,
they look good. That's the difference.
I mean, it started, when they went back and said, "Oh, we're gonna make Peter look kind of like bootleg Tom Holland." And then that was kind of, for the Miles game.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, why did you do that? Because Peter looked great before. And
that is fair. That's a good point. I'd forgotten about that, but
Square Enix. What you're saying is Square Enix needs to update the model.
What they need to do is stop trying to pretend these are MCU games and just realize that you could design a Peter Quill without making him look like some sort of
Chris Pratt,
Pratt-alike. Pratt-alike?
No, this is not even a.
He
Pratt-alike.
doesn't look like Chris Pratt at all.
No, he doesn't. He just looks.
But I don't.
It
think
reminds
that's the problem.
me of when. Yeah, it's part of the problem. You remember when they did a Minority Report game and they had to because Tom Cruise doesn't like his likeness in any game. They basically had to do the exact opposite of Tom Cruise. Like he had white hair.
He looked like me.
He looked old
fat guy.
It's like that. They have to do it exactly opposite.
Going back real quick though, with Wolverine, people have noticed that they're one of the license plates I think on the wall in the bar says Hulk 181.
Yes.
Which is apparently a reference to Wolverine versus the Hulk issue of the comic books,
or something like that.
People are
psyched
about that.
Seabake, our lovable friend Seabake. I saw he did a little Twitter thread about all the little Easter eggs in the background. I think he might be putting together a video.
I assumed he was going to do a video eventually.
Yeah, but there were all sorts of little references to Wolverine's first appearances or important storylines and stuff like that. So yeah, it'll be good though. Yeah, Hulk 181,
I'm
first
excited.
appearance of Wolverine.
I'm excited.
Oh, I didn't realize that was the first appearance of Wolverine.
Says-
I knew that it was Wolverine
Says
and the
Kal
Hulk. but-
El. So I don't know if I'm going to trust his word on Marvel stuff.
And wait,
But-
was Lauren Helgeson in there said voiced by Clancy Brown? Is that
Wait,
Wolverine was voiced by Clancy Brown?
who's voiced by Clancy Brown?
I
Mr.
don't know.
Krabs?
Mr. Krabs.
Mr. Krabs.
Clancy Brown is great.
Clancy
Of
Brown
course.
is great. Lex Luthor? He's the best Lex Luthor.
Oh, Minority Report.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh, fake Tom Cruise was voiced
I
by
didn't
Clancy
realize
Brown? That's weird.
That is not who I would envision as
no,
a Cruise.
No.
not at all.
No,
Yeah.
that's funny.
Anyway,
So then they wrapped it up with God of War Ragnarok gameplay.
and everyone's angry
Yeah.
about Fat Thor, right? Is that the
I
outrage
don't
right
know.
now?
The internet's angry
y'all
about
loved
everything.
Fat Thor when it was Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah,
I thought it was a treat.
one side Lebowski.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care.
That game
Looks
was
great.
good.
Did you see the guy who complained that the animation of Kratos getting in the boat
Oh
was
my
exactly the
God.
same as the
Yeah, you know
PS4
what,
version?
Man,
I was like, who
I-
cares? It's the same freaking franchise.
that particular tweet
Uh,
sent me down for a minute or two down a rabbit hole of comments, and I forget that the whole like fanboy wars.
yeah.
Kind of in the back of my head, I just assumed that stuff died off in the 16-bit era.
No, it didn't.
The whole-
You just
It's
assume
way
that
worse.
stuff died off because you grew up and
Yeah, well, I mean that's once I just realized, oh, you can purchase multiple video game systems and play all the games, and you don't have to just sit there and be endlessly devoted to the one that your parents bought you for Christmas. And it's just like, come on, man, what?
or even
Yeah.
So weird.
if you don't buy multiple systems,
Yeah.
who cares? But
Right,
no,
who cares?
the thing that always blows
exactly.
me away with that stuff is that we've talked about this before. The systems are so interchangeable now
Well, that's
Yeah.
just it.
that I don't get the whole loyalty to one or the other.
Yeah.
I mean, I at least understood it when you had, back in the 90s,
Right.
because,
Mhm.
the systems were pretty different from one another,
Right.
Yeah.
but not really anymore.
No.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
When you're down to
Whatever.
complaining about animation like that, or like complaining about frame
Yeah.
rate of one version versus another version, like
I'm
I
also
don't- I
glad-
just don't know.
I'm also so glad that I'm not in the games press or games development anymore. Because
I know that
wow,
when I'm
that's
getting
got to
into
be
a boat-
soul crushing now.
Oh yeah. When I get into a boat, I try to do it differently every time. Just so the people
Well,
I'm with
yeah.
don't make fun of me.
Well, luckily
A
those
few years
animations take about
on,
5
you've-
minutes to create. So
yeah.
If you go from 1 year to the next, like you're getting in a boat completely differently.
Oh yeah. I
or
mean,
even like getting into a car. Like I don't do it the same way now.
I
that
mean,
did.
if it was me, you'd have to have like 40 different animations for falling out of the boat, screaming in
Absolutely.
terror as you
fatherhood
sank
changes a man.
meet the
You're-
waves.
when your kid is young, you get into a boat one way, and he gets a little older. Suddenly, it's like, oh well.
Ow, my hip.
Yeah, just just ADR in a line.
My groin.
Oh, my back ain't what it used to be, boy. There we go.
That's right.
That's character growth
Emergent gameplay.
via boat getting in. Oh, no, it's
Absolutely.
stupid. It's
So,
stupid.
further to that, no excitement for Uncharted. Anybody's excited?
Oh.
Anybody excited for
It's-
Uncharted?
Well,
That's
is
just-
what PS5 remaster of that?
just 4 and the spin-off game, right?
Yeah,
yes.
higher frame rate.
Wow.
I mean, I like Uncharted.
There's
but
what Phil feels.
I like Uncharted. Although I never finished 4. I kind of bounced off 4.
Oh,
4
4's
was
good. 4's
Really,
good.
4 was okay.
I played through all the others.
I
actually,
played
well, I
through 4.
never-
I
you
played
know
through
what?
Lost Legacy.
I never played through Lost Legacy. I played through 1, 2, and 3, and I played through Golden Shower, but I never played
I never played through Golden Shower.
Oh, really?
I played through that just because it was the only thing I had for my Vita.
Exactly.
So it's like, well, I better play this because it was that and was it Golden Tee? Was the not Golden Tee, Open Tee. Golden Tee was the I'm
That's the
stuck in the
arcade
Golden
game.
Shower.
Hot
thing.
Shots
Yeah,
Golf?
Golden Tee is the arcade game.
Yes.
Hot Shots Golf, Open Tee.
Yeah.
Open T.
Those two games were like the two Vita games I had. So
Yeah.
Should have had Gravity Rush.
I never get into Gravity Rush.
There's a real game.
Gravity Rush.
real
That's
game.
a good game.
I love
Yeah.
Gravity Rush. But
The other one
I
that
mean-
I don't, CJ, I'm mentioning other games because you sounded like you were kind of wrapping up on this, but
I was
also Forspoken. I thought Forspoken looked really good.
Forspoken. Yeah, Forspoken looked great. Yeah, that's Square Enix RPG, but written by Amy Hennig and Gary Whitta.
I
Yes,
believe it's
Yeah.
Henning. But yeah,
I don't think so.
pretty sure.
No, I'm pretty sure you're wrong there.
This is
No.
the woman who did Chaos in the Windy City, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so
That
that'll
is
be
she's
good.
known
that's
for.
the top thing on her resume.
That should be good then. Yeah,
Yeah.
because that had a pretty rich narrative.
Uh huh.
And then
Anyway, that's
there's-
coming out
Master
next
Balls.
spring, apparently.
Yeah.
Forspoken.
Okay.
And then there's the one. The only reason I'm bringing this up too is because it was the most colorful thing there, and it was the one that my daughter happened to be watching, and she wanted
Ooh.
more information on it immediately, which was Chia.
Yes.
Hmm.
Looks beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if
Chia.
it's something I'm gonna play, but it looks.
Is
really
that the
pretty.
joke you were about to make there, Phil?
Not at all.
No, it
Oh,
wasn't.
No. Okay.
No, I left that one for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, that one looked great, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, what a
But yeah,
bummer!
overall, I
isn't
think like everything that Sony, every first party stuff from Sony looked incredible.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
half the stuff they showed outside of that looked really good.
Yeah.
Overall, it
I
was
thought
good.
the presentation before the last 10 minutes was like B minus C plus
Mm.
area, and then
Mm.
last 10
And they
minutes,
just
like
start hitting.
yeah, it just really hit a lot. But I don't really like the pacing of these Sony shows. I feel like the interstitials where it's like this very slow music and they're showing the button glyphs of the PlayStation. It's like that just kind of ruins the pace of the show for me.
Right.
I don't know. Yeah.
Well, we don't want you to get
Just me.
bored.
Yeah, we don't want CJ to be bored.
It's just me. I don't know.
How big of a bummer is it, by the way, that Amy Hennig never got to do her Star Wars game?
That's a big bummer.
Yeah.
I would have
That would've
liked
been
to have
nice.
seen an Amy Hennig Star Wars game.
Absolutely.
I bet
Yeah.
it would have been quite good.
I'm sure that it would have been. Yeah.
But here we are.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Well, the last news story I wanted to bring up, and really just for Phil's benefit here, because Lego has announced a Super Mario 64 question mark block set.
They did. They did a game that famously doesn't have question mark blocks. I had completely forgotten. It's not like I'm not going to buy it,
Of course not.
But-
Right.
but it looks great. It's a big old question mark block, which I get it. It's an iconic design.
A
It's an
Mario
object
thing.
that very blatantly says Super Mario,
Yes.
and it flips open and it unfolds so that a trio of micro scale builds pop out the top
Mm.
that because it's a Mario 64 branded set. It's got the Mario
Yes.
64 logo on the front of the box. The little dioramas that pop out of the top of it are levels from Mario 64. You got a little
Yeah,
micro
like
scale
Princess Castle.
Peach's Castle. You got the first world that
Yep.
has a name, I'm sure. One where you fight the King Babam up on top of the hill.
Yep.
And then
Yeah,
one
King
of them is-
Babam's in that scene, right? Like
Yes, he is.
in the
Yeah,
Lego
there's a
scene,
little,
yeah.
little micro scale figure of King Babam, and then there's the little ice stage, and there's a little
with the penguins.
figure of the Mama Penguin. As
Yeah.
well.
Which is neat.
Yeah.
I kind of want this too, but when I was looking at it, it's like, boy, I'd love to have just slightly bigger sets of those levels instead than
See,
what
So the
this
micro
is,
scale
but-
stuff.
I got to admit, I love micro scale Lego builds. They're a treat. I absolutely adore little
Yeah.
micro scale stuff. Yeah. So
Hmm.
this is neat. I mean,
$170.
$170. So it's
Oh
pricey.
my god, I'm not getting it.
But it's also, it's big and it's elaborately engineered because it does have these kind of flip out mechanisms where the three little scenes kind of fold together and flip inside the box, so you can display it as just the cube.
Plus, you can probably pose Unicron so that he's like hitting the question mark block. Yeah, that'll be good for a
You'd have
Twitter
to
photo.
transform him first.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't think Phil's ceilings are high
transformed.
enough to do that.
He's transformed. He's
robot
You can't
form.
see him behind me right now because he's not on the table.
Well, you
because
don't have a wide enough lens on the camera.
I was ironically enough putting together some Lego sets on the table behind me. So Unicron's over on the floor right now. But yeah. Well, they're coming out with a Lego guitar, a Fender Stratocaster.
Yes.
At the, I believe, 1st of October is when that comes, which I think
Sounds
is the same
expensive.
day.
Same day as the Mario 64 question mark block.
Man, Lego,
You're killing Phil here.
You're killing me here. And I wasn't gonna get, because it's a little, it's not, obviously it's not a full scale Fender Stratocaster.
Right.
It's a little kind of smaller build. It's like $100. And
Well, that's not bad.
like, isn't that terrible? When I'm just like, yeah, it's
Right.
only $100 for a Lego set. And then like Greg is like, oh, that's not bad at all. It's pretty good. Man.
Well, so you got to remember too, I add like 30 to 40% to every
that's
price
true.
you say. So
that is true. $100 USD.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I wasn't gonna get it because I don't play guitar.
Right.
But then my good pal Justin pointed out that I could, because it has like it comes with the fabric strap and everything, and he was like, oh, you can just put it on Unicron.
Exactly.
Oh god.
So I'm just imagining you now getting Lego sets to interact with Unicron.
No, I mean, and I hate to say it, but he sold me on it because I was checking the scale, because it comes with these little tiny pieces that are meant to represent the guitar picks.
Yeah.
And I have one of those pieces. I was like, oh yeah, if Unicron holds that little piece, it's kind of to scale. So yeah, I kind of have to have Unicron rocking out with his Fender.
So
what are you gonna do?
You can't avoid it. Gotta do it.
And then he can be perched atop the famous Mario 64 question mark block.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I'm buying it.
Infamous Mario 64.
Of course I'm buying it.
What do you think they'll do additional Mario sets like this? Like if they did a Mario 3 set,
I can't see
might
why
be
they
interested
wouldn't.
in that.
I can't see why they wouldn't, because these
old
seem
school.
to be selling.
Or Odyssey.
We still need a Lego Genesis.
Well,
Lego Genesis. Yeah, sure.
Well, they do have a relationship with Sega. They do have a Sonic set coming out.
Mm-hmm.
So
I will definitely be getting that.
oh yeah, same here.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if there's a Genesis / Mega Drive set at some point. Oh, it'd be really nice too, because they'd probably have a piece that has the Genesis logo on there to plug in. But if they included an extra piece that had the Mega Drive logo instead, so you could
That would be cool.
swap between regions.
Like
That'd
it.
be nice. So
yeah. If that Metroid set that somebody submitted to Ideas gets made, I'll be in on that.
I still remember when there was the Ideas Outrun arcade machine.
Yeah.
Set for the longest time.
That would have been nice.
It kept coming up, and it's like, oh, this is gonna happen. It's gonna happen, and it didn't happen.
Yeah.
It's too bad.
Yep.
I did get my Seinfeld set.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
Excited
about
great.
that.
I showed it off on the show.
You did. That's
Greg
right.
was tweeting out when he was building it.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
And watching a bunch of Seinfeld while I did it.
There you go. See?
You have to.
Great.
Yeah.
That was a great weekend.
That's on Netflix now here in the US, right?
October 1st.
Okay.
I think. Yeah.
Well, everything's October 1st.
Apparently.
You build your giant question mark block
while watching Seinfeld.
Yep.
Something.
Yeah. Remember there was that famous Frogger episode. That's a video game.
That was a great episode.
That
was a great scene anyway.
There you go.
Yeah. Alrighty, let's get into what you've been playing. Phil,
Yep.
we'll have you go first, sir.
Okay. Well, I didn't get a chance to play any more Psychonauts 2 this week, unfortunately.
Me neither.
I did.
Yeah?
Oh,
How far did you catch up to us? Did you surpass us?
I think it was the hospital episode, the hospital / casino
yes. That's
mission.
the one
I
you were doing.
finished that.
Okay, you finished that. Okay, so
it was quite good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a good game.
It is a good game.
And we had talked about that where I was just kind of ready for the that little area that opened the hub. I was ready to get through that and get into a mission. And getting into a mission, great. Really enjoyed it.
Yep, right there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I got to get.
So that's what I've been playing next.
Is that all you've been playing this week?
It's literally all I was. Yeah.
Oh, okay, well there you go.
We've already done Greg's.
We just did Greg.
Now?
Yeah.
Oh,
Greg snuck his way in.
All right. See ya.
Right.
Bye bye. Have a good one. We'll talk to you later. Stay safe. The only other thing I've really been playing this week, in addition to not Psychonauts 2, was WarioWare. WarioWare Get It Together.
Get It Together
Was released for the Nintendo Switch, and I picked it up, and I've been playing a bit of it, and it's a fun game.
Phil, I've been playing this game too, and it is fun. You're right.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. It's what you've been playing, not yours. Okay.
Okay, fine.
You sit
Tell
there
us about your experience
and you be quiet
with the game.
and you hear my opinions, and then
I did. You said it was fun.
it
Next.
is. There you go. Go ahead. What do you have to say?
No, go ahead.
No, it's pretty good. I'm not super far into it. I unlocked the 9-volt levels. Yeah, which are those are always the classic Nintendo ones, and I'm on that. I think it's the 3rd tier as you're going through the story mode.
Yep.
Where you can unlock dribble and spits and 9-volt, and then is it Dr. Cygor? Is that
That's
the
correct,
mad
yeah.
scientist name?
Crygor?
Crygor?
Yeah.
Something like that. A little cyborg doctor.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm on that part. I still need to do the doctor part. I've already done 9-volt and dribble and spits.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a fun game. It is, as we discussed when we were talking about the demo. It's a little weird getting used to the multi characters with all their different control schemes, and trying to quickly determine ways of completing each micro game with your given character. It adds a new level of frantic challenge.
More like a platform game than previous WarioWare titles.
So it's like they show you, boom, here's your character you're going to play as, and then boom, you're into the game, and then it's like, crap, how do I use this specific character's moveset to complete this micro game? So
I do like, though, that every time they introduce a new character, they give you the little tutorial level where a lot of the elements are the same between characters, so you kind of know what you need to do. You just need to do it using their abilities.
Right.
And that's pretty fun.
Yes.
Like Donkey Kong 64.
Did you play cooperatively in 2-player, or did you play single player?
I play with myself all the time.
Okay. That wasn't what I was asking.
Dribble and spits.
Yikes.
I do a little dribble, and I do a little spits. Then I move on. No, I was just playing the single player mode.
Okay.
I did not.
Well, you can play the story mode with 2 players. You know that, right?
Yeah, great.
Why don't you get Finn playing WarioWare with you?
They don't much care for me in this household. So...
I played and finished the story mode of WarioWare Get It Together with Charlotte.
Well, aren't you just Father of the Year?
Finished it. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I guess maybe your family loves you more than mine loves me. That's the story here. So I guess that's what I'm learning today. No,
It's a pretty easy game to play with 2 players, though, because it's cooperative. Right? It's not really like you're fighting against each other. And the failure cost of losing isn't really that bad because you can pay 100 Wario coins or whatever to continue right where you died in a given stage.
So when you play cooperatively, are you controlling, it's like you're in a micro game and there are 2 characters on the screen at once?
2 characters on the screen at once, yes.
Okay. So forgive my ignorance here.
Yeah.
We have been for like 774 episodes.
Yeah. When you play cooperatively, do you still just pick a roster of 3 characters? Or does
you pick your each player picks their own roster.
Okay, so there are 6 potential characters?
Well, throughout the game it's not just 3. It goes up to allowing you to pick a 5, I think, later on.
Oh, does it? Okay. So I can still only, when I replay stages, I can only pick 3 characters. So you can get more as you go on.
You can get more as you go on, yeah. But yeah, you can have, each person has a roster and it just selects randomly out of that.
Right.
So
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
it sort of forces you to use the new character in that set of levels.
Right.
In the story mode.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, because they want to introduce you to the new character and learn their skill set.
They put that in the mix. Yes.
I understand.
Yes.
Okay.
And then after the game itself, they open up a whole bunch of mini games to play between like 2 and 4 players. You don't have to play all by yourself. Play mini game matchup, basically.
I see.
Yes. So like one of them, it's a versus mode and it's pretty interesting. Like one of them is a sort of hockey mode.
Okay.
Oh,
Greg
didn't wake up when I said hockey. Where you like try to hit the puck into a goal with your, like, you have to be the last person to have touched the puck before it goes into the goal, and then you get to play
you're not supposed to touch the puck.
You get to play the micro. You get to play the micro game that is was shown like inside of the puck. If you're the winner, and then the person who lost can do all kinds of things to the screen to get you to screw up.
Okay. I see.
Yeah. That's just one of the modes. There's one that's more directly where you're competing in the micro games.
Greg, I didn't understand what he was saying.
No. I didn't.
There's a game in the puck.
Yeah. Before you start the level, before you start each round of this hockey game,
right,
it shows you the puck, and inside it shows a thumbnail of the micro game that you're going to play.
Okay.
If you win.
Okay. Oh, if you win.
If you win, yeah. So if you are able to get the puck into a goal,
right,
you get to play the micro game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get what I'm saying? Then if you win, you get a star, and you play to 5 points.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And each star is worth 1 point?
Yeah.
I see.
Each star.
I
play to 5.
So play to 5 stars.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So let me ask you a question, since you are so much farther into the game than I.
Yes.
The Wario coins that you earn.
Yeah.
Are those only used for continuing?
No, I believe they're used for other things as well. I haven't really
things with them or something.
Yeah, I haven't really gotten into that part of the game.
Oh, okay.
Yet. But yes, I assume that you do.
Okay. Because I have not been spending my Wario coins to continue for fear that I might need them later to unlock.
Isn't that the worst?
Mini games or extra little goodies or whatever.
I'm sure there's something like that. Yeah, post story game. Yeah. But I just haven't gone into whatever they're used for yet.
Hold on just a second, please.
Yeah.
Go upstairs, please. Because you don't want this on the mic.
How could you talk to your wife like that?
You don't want this, Finn. You don't want this on the microphone, buddy. Go upstairs. Thank you.
Wow.
We have a
We just heard Phil's dad voice.
Well, no, you know what it is? You know what it is?
Somebody's in trouble.
We have a bathroom right here, and he's about to, and I'm just like, dude, you don't want the world hearing you pee.
No.
You really don't. You
That's
really
Phil's
don't.
territory.
Yeah.
Phil's been there.
If anyone's going to be making pee and poo-poo noises on the podcast, it's me. That's my
That's
subject.
I think we all know that. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's right.
don't steal my thunder.
That's right.
Yeah.
Also, in the post game, there's an online competition, a Wario Cup, where it changes week to week.
Okay.
And you compete against everybody in the world and people on your friends list. In like the one this week anyway, you're 9-volt, and you have to do 34 or 35 micro games.
Okay.
And each one that you successfully do, you get like 200 points.
Oh. Okay.
And you have to it basically tallies up your score at the end and tells you where you rank globally and then amongst your friends.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very fast. It's very fast. And 9-volt is not really the best character to use because he's on a skateboard and just constantly moving across the screen.
The yo-yo, right?
He has the yo-yo.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's not the easiest one
Yeah.
to begin with.
Yeah, he is a tough character to use.
But yeah, I do like the way that they do the worldwide online rankings in this, though. This is sort of my preferred way where they split. They don't tell you how many people you've competed against or like where your exact rank is number wise, but they split things into 4 groups, A, B, C, and D, and they kind of tell you where you are letter grade wise and what getting to the next tier will get you in terms of like prize or whatever. It not only gives you like a Wario coin prize, but there's also like some kind of cosmetic prize as well.
Oh, okay.
For that stuff. So
nice.
Yeah, pretty interesting little thing. And like other WarioWare games, you can go back into the story and do those levels endlessly.
Right.
Which is what Charlotte and I were doing right before we were recording this podcast. Yeah.
That's a good game, though.
She quite enjoys the co-op video games, the video games that we can play together. So she is really enjoying WarioWare.
Well, good.
And it has plenty of toilet humor and plenty of cats and things like that. So this is right in her wheelhouse. And it's in my wheelhouse as well, humor-wise. Yeah. It's fun.
Very nice. But yeah, that's all I've been playing.
Okay.
I guess we've kind of drifted into what you've been playing. So
kind of drifted into that. So after finishing WarioWare, we decided to boot back into Luigi's Mansion 3.
Nice.
Gearing up for Alan Wake.
Exactly. Yeah. And we did some co-op stuff. We finished floor 7 in co-op. That's the sort of the boss that's riding a mechanical horse and has a lance. I don't know if you finished Luigi's Mansion 3.
I'm trying to remember that boss
or not. But it's sort of this stadium where there's a bunch of popcorn and things. But anyway, really fun level. That game just in general is super fun. Although I had really forgotten all the controls. Like we got to a room where I was totally stuck, and it's like I had to open up the controls, and there's like this UV light thing that reveals secret passages and like secret things in the game.
I don't remember any of this.
So I had to remember that, and it opened a door that we needed to get through. So, but fun game, and I'm sure we'll be playing plenty more WarioWare because Charlotte really loves the mini games and that.
What about what you love?
It's a short game though. It's a short game.
You love?
No, not this week. Okay. I'll Sea of Thieves, but you don't want to hear about that.
Nobody wants to hear about that. So
I'm fumbling through boxes here, dropping stuff because I found this.
Oh my gosh!
Found this earlier today.
Skitchin.
My copy of Skitchin.
Nice copy of Skitchin.
For Sega Genesis, right?
Is it autographed by Skitchin guy?
It's it's got his a drop of his blood on it. He scraped his knee Skitchin and just smeared it all over the instruction manual.
Yikes. But anyway, yeah, WarioWare is about 2 hours long if you play through the story mode. It's not a long game, which the WarioWare stories are never that long anyway.
Well, I mean, what do
So
you want? Like a 50-hour collection of
50
micro games?
that would be too much.
Yeah,
That would be
no,
way too
that's just
much.
it.
So,
That's just it.
but it's plenty fun. I enjoy it.
Good.
Yeah. All right, I guess that means it's time for tweets.
Tweet.
All right, let's do this one from Hacker Alias Happy Canard, who emailed us.
What?
Through
That's
electronic mail?
Electronic
Do
mail.
we still have the voicemail?
No, we don't.
We should.
In light of the PlayStation Showcase this week,
Oh.
I found myself mentally automatically adding 6 months to a year to any release dates more than a few months away. Example, Spider-Man 2 has a 2023 release window, which to me means 2024 at the earliest. Am I just jaded in thinking that release dates have almost no meaning these days? How many grains of salt do you take them with?
I mean, I don't know. I when you have something that's that far out,
It's gonna
usually tend to
change.
believe it'll be that. Yeah, because they haven't said when that year.
Right.
So I just automatically assume that it's going to be holidays,
November.
and if it's earlier, great. But it depends
Right.
on the studio. Like, I mean, as an example, Gran Turismo 7, that was a launch game for the PlayStation 5, and I still remember people thinking that, oh, it's still launch window, it's going to make it. It's like, no. I've been paying attention to Polyphony Digital since the late 90s. No, they're not going to make it.
No.
And they'll be years later than they said they would, and here we are.
They probably won't even make March 4th. I know that they set that date, but
yeah, the fact that it was such a specific date. You see, but they haven't had a specific date. So I'm holding out hope that it is March 4th, but it is 2 years late already. So but that's Gran Turismo. So it really depends on the series, depends on the developer.
In the grand scheme of the universe, though, like throughout all of time, we're technically still in the launch window. When you consider the millions of years, the billions
time,
of years that
I don't know.
Earth has existed.
It's a blip
it feels
on the
now like we're in
timeline.
the maintenance period and we're really failing, but that's just me.
Yeah. To me, I mean, anytime I sort of look at it at how much of the game we've seen.
Yeah.
If we just see a CG trailer and they say it's going to come out this year, I tend not to believe that.
Right.
If we see anything that it depends how much of gameplay we've seen. If we've seen more gameplay, then I'm more inclined to think, hey, we're actually going to get this thing pretty soon, right? Because it's not broken enough for them not to show it. So.
And that's why with Gran Turismo, again, as the example, the fact that they're showing it with UI on the screen, and menus and things like that. It's
Although
like,
I think they did that on the summer showcase last year too.
I don't know, because the fact that it's exactly the same as the GT Sport UI is what everyone's talking about.
Oh, okay.
So if they did, it didn't seem to have an impact back then. But either way.
But you're right. It's Polyphony Digital. It's their sort of reputation. Insomniac seems to have a reputation that they can do things really, really fast. Like Miles Morales came out pretty quick and pretty well, and same thing with Ratchet and Clank. So when I hear a date from Insomniac, I'm pretty confident that they'll hit near it anyway. But to me, it's all about how much of the game we've seen, how much gameplay, not just in-engine CG clearly doctored stuff that we've seen. But I tend also to so things like Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine, I'll put those sort of in the back of my mind. Like, oh yeah, those are years away. We'll hear more about them as they come up. Like, I'm more interested in the games that are coming out in the next couple months. Really?
Yeah, agreed.
So,
I tend to once a game release date is so far out, I just kind of put it out of my mind and don't really. It's like, Spider-Man 2 is going to show up when it shows up, and I'll be very happy when it does. Wolverine,
exactly.
I'll get Wolverine when it comes out. Is it going to come out anytime soon? Probably not. So I'm not going to stress too much about it. I got big Lego question mark blocks to build in the meantime. So you know what? Take your time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Hacker alias Carlitos Way 1999 says, is the Wolverine Jean Grey Cyclops the best dramatic relationship in Marvel and the only love triangle that actually matters in the history of all love triangles?
No and no.
Yeah.
The most dramatic relationship in Marvel is Thanos, Death, and Deadpool. And the in the comics, Thanos is in love with Death, the personification of Death.
I did know that.
But Death loves Deadpool. So
I didn't know that.
Oh.
So there you go. As far as the most important love triangle, that is actually Ranma Sao Tome, Akane Tendo, and Tatawate Kuno.
Yep. I agree with that 100%.
100%.
There you
Boom.
go. That's all you need to know about that.
Phil,
Absolutely.
you're normally wrong, but I'm going to
Yep.
say you've never been more right.
That's very true. Kuno loves Akane,
What about Pichon?
but he also loves Ranma-chan.
Pichon.
Yeah.
I got to go back and watch some Ranma
Nobody-
1/2.
but
It's been
see-
so long since
Yeah.
I've watched Ranma 1/2.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
It's a good show.
But it's not really a triangle though, because Kuno has enough love for both.
It's true.
You know, it's just
Yeah.
Ranma and Akane, they're the sticking point. Kuno, he has the love. He's ready to share it. So
That's right. Okay.
there you go.
Let's wrap it up with this one from Hacker alias JRT 1138, who says, if you slip Brian Intihar $20, do you think he can get Wolverine to say Berserker Barrage in
Yeah,
the
I'm
new
sure
game?
Brian Intihar's. Yeah, $20 will do it. I'm sure.
Well,
gonna
he's
slip
not
him
even
50.
he's not on Wolverine.
He's not on Wolverine.
Spider-Man 2.
Do we know he's not involved with Wolverine at all though?
Well, I don't know that we know he's not involved at all, but
I mean, he probably knows who's working on it. He probably knows
Yeah,
who's
I'm
writing the
sure.
script. I'm gonna slip him a 50 just to say birthday cake barrage.
I was going to say Game Builder Garage, but
Yeah, but I mean that's
a Nintendo
cross
trademark.
system. Yeah, that's
Can't
you
say
know.
that.
you don't want to promote the competitors. My
Yeah.
goodness.
What are you, National Video Game Day tweet or something?
Oh,
Anyway.
congratulations, Finn.
I talked to that dude who gives you a free magic card for 500 stuff, and I got a shiny.
Nice.
I don't know.
Good job, man.
Talking about it.
Successful
Achievements in
poop.
games.
Finn's playing Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, and he just got a shiny Magikarp.
What? Nice.
So
Did I share on the show that my daughter Charlotte finished Dragon Quest Builders 2 like all by herself?
I think you did.
It's
Yeah,
like
I think you
an
did.
80-hour game. And
Yeah.
she finished it completely by herself. I was so proud.
that girl needs
Good.
some chores.
And then she restarted it right after that.
That's man, yeah. No, when Finn played through like what was it? Link's Awakening, the Switch port
Ah.
of Link's Awakening, and that's not really a port, but
Yeah.
but yeah, he played through it and finished it, and then just immediately started a new save file and went through it again. So
Yeah. I don't think I was ever that way with video games.
really,
I don't think so. Well,
I mean,
I mean,
like,
I guess I
I
went
played through,
back to
like-
Super Mario Brothers
yeah,
often, but
like I played through like Ninja Gaiden, and then just I'm gonna play through it again. Do better this time.
do it
you know?
again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I replayed games all the time
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Me
back
too.
in the day.
but
But they're not
RPGs
Usually very long games.
I didn't play RPGs though.
Like an
so-
80-hour RPG. I'm not playing through that again.
Well, no.
No.
You wouldn't play through an 80-hour RPG again. You'll just play one game for 4,000 hours.
Mm.
I don't know what you're talking about.
How those YouTubes treating you there?
They're treating me very
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We done?
Mhm.
I think that's
I-
it.
No, you're the
Yeah.
one reading the tweets. dude?
We're done. We're
Okay,
done. That was
I
it.
guess we're done.
Alrighty, and that is our show for this week. Thank you very much for listening. If you have a question for us or would like to comment on something you heard, you can direct that to @P1 Podcast on the tweeters, or you can go to our internet website at player1podcast.com. There you'll find our contact information. You will find Generation 16 episodes as they happen.
The new episode is done.
Oh.
$3 plus patrons will be watching it tomorrow.
Oh, wow, nice.
Excellent. Everybody else has to wait a week. Is that how it goes?
Yes.
Don't be a
Nice.
sucker like that. You don't want to
Yeah.
wait. This is what
You
everyone
do
is
not
going
wanna
to be
wait.
talking about tomorrow online.
The water cooler. Think
You don't
about
wanna-
the water cooler.
You know what?
100 people who watch it.
FOMO. You don't want to
FOMO.
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 You don't want to
Very
FOMO the
true.
latest Gen 16. Hey, look what else I got here, Greg. Look, I got the bad Aladdin.
I don't
There it is.
understand. That's not a Super Nintendo box.
There it is. There it is. There it is.
Oh, and you'll find show notes and links to all the things that we talked about on the show.
I also got the good Batman. Yeah.
Actually, that's wrong as well. That's not an
I know.
NES box.
I know the NES, but this was fun though.
That's
as
not
good
in the
as
tiny
NES
Mega
game.
Drive box. Come on.
Yeah, I would love to have a copy of the
Oh,
yeah,
there it
it is
is.
right there.
There it is,
The
right there.
Weirdly tiny Sunsoft Mega Drive
The
game
first
boxes.
import video game I ever bought right here.
Yep.
You
Worth
can
it.
You can still see if I can get the box open. You can still see
Shipped
where we
with
had
Dave
to-
Halverson's blood, sweat, and tears. What?
where we had to slice.
Oh,
My dad took this cart out into the garage and took like a hacksaw and sawed off the side
That's
of it
pretty
here.
great.
wow.
You
You know, you
still
could just
see.
get a converter for that.
Did I know that back in the day? Sure didn't.
Or actually, I think with Genesis games, don't you just rip off the two things?
You could.
tabs?
I think all you had to do was it was hacking a bigger hole in the top of the Genesis.
Yeah,
I wasn't
that's
gonna
right.
cut my
Two little
system. That's-
corners of it.
That's lunacy.
Yeah.
So you're gonna hack up the
Definitely
the cartridge
sliced the,
instead.
definitely sliced the cartridge apart. Yeah.
You know what? That's a
Nice.
memory for you now.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Seriously.
Anyway,
go.
and you'll also find a link to our Discord server where we can discuss this episode with us and other listeners.
If you'd like to subscribe to the Player One Podcast, you can do so by visiting player1podcast.com or by loading up your favorite podcast listening application. We're on Stitcher Radio. We're on Spotify. You can like us on Facebook. You can watch us, or you can watch old episodes, video archives on the youtubes.com/P1 Podcast. You can also check us out live most weeks on the youtubes.com/P1 Podcast. Check out our Twitter account, which is @P1 Podcast, to find out when we're doing our next live show. It's typically Sunday nights at 5:30 specific time. So join us then, won't you? Or whenever we say on our Twitter account. So do that if you'd like. If you'd like what you heard, and how could you, head over to patreon.com/P1 Podcast. Throw a few shekels our way. CJ has loads more collectible U2s to buy. All his favorite streamers and YouTube celebrities are getting figures made of them. And CJ
No, thank you.
has gone down a rabbit hole and he needs them all,
Nope.
you know?
Nope.
Finn has the what's that meme dog? There's one of the dog that's like, wow.
The
Hey, Finn.
Doge?
Doge. You have that little Doge figure, right? Yeah, he's got a Doge
Yeah.
figure.
You sound like such an
nice.
old man when you said dog.
I know. Got Doge. He's got a
Doge.
Doge U2's figure. So
Okay.
but you know what? Your Patreon dollars do, of course, help support our show, keeps us streaming every week, keeps us all those little hidden behind the scenes costs involved with running a show. But you know what? If you are a Patreon supporter of the $5 tier,
Cheap.
you gain access to a special weekly bonus episode. We record it right after this, where we play games, crack wise, having fun, doing all the stuff we can't do on the regular show. We got a game this week, CJ, do we?
We do. We have a Jeopardy game.
Oh, do we? We have a Jeopardy game this week.
Yeah.
That should be. Do we know if it's themed or anything about it?
I'm not
I'll
sure.
take that as a no.
No.
But you know what?
We don't know if it's themed.
But I bet it's going to be good. I do.
Yeah,
I
probably.
always do love the Jeopardy game. So join
Me
us
too.
and see how poorly we do. Probably very.
Yeah.
And you know what? If you want a sample of what our after show games are like, CJ, every Thursday night we'll put up one of our old ones on there. So
Yeah.
Check that out. Hopefully you will like them, and then you can catch the new ones through the Patreon. And tell you what, if you have a couple bucks left over, head over to patreon.com/generation16 to help support Greg Stewart's outstanding, and it is outstanding, web series about North America's favorite runner-up, and the only place where you can play this version of Animaniacs, as I bump my mic, the Sega Genesis.
Thank you, Phil. And yes, if you are a patron of the $3 per episode variety,
Also cheap.
you get early access to each new episode. As I mentioned earlier, the latest episode is done, and it is uploaded now. It will be posted tomorrow for $3 plus patrons, and of course, for you $5 plus patrons, I don't know if you're going to see also cheap again.
Also cheap, but not as cheap.
There you go. Cost effective.
Yes.
You get access to the weekly vlog, the weekly commute, where I sit safely in a room, not in a moving vehicle most of the time, and discuss the development of the latest episode and other videos that I've been making as well, which also includes this week I released a mixtape video.
Oh, wow.
I actually made
Oh.
a mixtape, a cassette.
Whoa.
What's that say? They're
mixtape.
driving
beats.
Driving beats.
It's a selection of music from racing video games that I love.
What's the
That's
first
up on
track?
my YouTube channel now.
What's the first track?
First track?
Mhm.
Moon Over the Castle.
Oh, look at that.
The Gran Turismo 4 version.
Should have been Rolling Start, though.
It's in there.
Okay, good.
I'm sure.
You could probably, Phil, I bet you could guess most of the tracks on this.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Magical Sound Shower.
Yeah. Let's see. Supersonic Racing. You gotta keep your feet
No,
on
but there
the
is one from that
Oh, is there really?
that game.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah. So mixtape was a hit with the ladies back in the day. All right. Anyway, yeah. So please consider supporting this show on Patreon.
Yeah. And that's it, I suppose, right?
Yeah.
DJ,
Uh-huh.
thank you.
Thank you, Phil.
Thank you very much. Gregory,
Yo.
would you like to come over and play some Genesis Ghostbusters?
Absolutely would.
Oh,
Would you like to
Best
come over
version of
and
Ghostbusters.
play some Gunstar Heroes?
Best version of Gunstar Heroes.
BYOFRUs, however, the one that's in here is long gone.
Oh, really?
Roll up.
Yeah.
Roll up. I don't have the. Would you like to come over and play some
Ooh, no.
of
Ooh,
no. You don't want to play Fantasia?
Ah.
It's your loss, I suppose. Those Disney games were always great,
Except when they weren't.
except for Fantasia. But yes, thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining us. Thank you, of course, to our wonderful, wonderful listeners. Every one of you, we appreciate you. We care about you ever so much. Please take care of yourself. Take care of your loved ones, your family, your friends. Take the shot. Take a mask. We'll see you next week, we hope. We love you. Bye-bye.
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 Bye-bye.